Yes,
Hey,
it's.
Ben,
Go ahead, Tom.
Ben, if you could hide your video, then I could make sure all the frames are right.
All right, so I'm gonna actually bump off now, and I'll go on to Brandon's account. And so from here on out, I will be Brandon.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just jump off.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, that's some shaky connection, man.
Oh damn, it froze again. And Corey's MIA.
All right. I'm on Brandon's account now, y'all. And I just readmit Mateen.
I already spilled my drink, so
Damn, starting off strong, man.
so I had to reload.
Hey, can you hear me all right now?
Yeah, you're good. Ah, damn, who's echo? Oh, headphones.
All right.
No. I don't think it's yours. I think it's Corey. Corey, were you using the headphones originally?
Yeah. They might have. No, I still got them. My headphones are on. I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I think the feedback.
Yeah.
I think the feedback was
Me?
maybe? I don't know.
No, it's gone now. I don't know what that was, and that was weird.
Hey, Tony, the stream has officially started.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna mute myself. Have a good show, everybody.
Why, anybody got a joke?
I guess we should wait three more minutes, or just go with it. What did the duck say to the chicken? Sorry. Okay. No, I mean we can just go, or we can wait 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'll wait 3 minutes.
All right. I'll just wait.
I'm gonna try to do a watch party and set up all my shit first before we start. That's the only reason why I want that 3 minutes.
Is better for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Why the fuck is it not showing up?
Okay. No, I mean we can just go.
Sorry. That's the delay from Boxcast.
Is there an audience for this, or this is just us?
It's just us.
Oh, okay.
So it's streaming live on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
So I'll be like reacting to people's shit and stuff live, but outside of that, nah, it's nobody like in the Zoom call.
All right.
All right. Hey Ben, remember to unmute or to mute yourself. Sometimes I forget. So
No, I'm on mute now.
we got a minute to showtime. All right. Let's have fun.
Cool. Let's see if I could do the shit on mine. That shit doesn't work on there. Fucking dumbass computer. All right. How much time we got?
30 seconds.
Cool. I'll be good with that. Y'all have any stuff you want me to plug when I intro you first?
I have a podcast. Is that cool?
Yeah, what's the podcast called?
It's called Like a Virgin.
Like a Virgin. All right. Corey?
Pandora. Just do that. Pandora. So I get money.
Yo, everybody, welcome to another episode of Drunken Night Out. I'm your host, Ken Hamlet. And for the people that are new to the show, if you don't know about the show, this is a podcast and a live comedy show. We travel across the nation. Well, not right now because, it's the end of the world. But pretty soon when it's anarchy and we get to just do whatever we want, we'll be traveling. So the way the show works is I'll have comics come on, we drink, and we talk about the most embarrassing, most ridiculous, most cringeworthy stories that they have while being drunk, high, or a combination of the two, however they want to do that. And then after they've gotten good and drunk, good and toasty, we talk about crowdsourced topics. So as the show is going, y'all can just feel free to type in some topics down in the comment section. And the comics will just talk about that shit at the end of the show after they've told their embarrassing stories. And if you are new to the network, I just want to give you a special shout out to our sponsors here at AMA. Go get you some Elevate, y'all. Some natural CBD, 100% organic way to fix your liver after a hard night of drinking and doing a drunken night out. And you can use our discount code BLC to get 20% off. So check out AMA. And if you're enjoying the comedy show and you like our podcast and want to keep this stuff going, make sure you donate to Venmo at BL Comedy or Cash App $Big Laugh Comedy. All the proceeds go to paying these comics to pay for the DUIs and all those sorts of things. So let's get this thing kicked off with a good friend of mine from the Northwest. Very funny gentleman. You should check him out on Pandora. Corey, Michaelis. I almost screwed that up. It's Michaelis.
Michaelis,
wow. We talked about screwing up your name too.
Michaelis. Hello, everybody.
Michaelis.
Yeah.
I went real hard on that Michael because I wanted to say Michael. I got in an argument about Michael Jordan earlier, and it's still in my head. Just giving it all that space.
Well, it's like, people have a tough time with the last name. So I'm always like, it's Michael I.S. And they're like, how do you spell Michael? I'm like, seriously? The two most famous Americans ever?
Yeah.
You don't ask. You've never seen. Anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. Hello, everybody. Yeah, Northwest. He called me a gentleman. It's a lie, but that's nice of him. It's very nice.
I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to increase your dating odds and stuff.
All right. Yeah.
Trying to dispel some of those myths, if you will.
Yeah. In the comedy, we all are on the verge of getting in trouble.
Yeah, exactly, man.
By doing,
anything you've heard about
wrong.
Corey is wrong, and he's a upright gentleman.
Yeah.
All right, Corey. Anything you want to tell the people outside of that before we get into it, like where they can follow you on social media and that kind of stuff?
Well, it's Corey Michaelis Comedy on all the things: Instagram, Twitter, OnlyFans, and it's yeah. I mean, I don't live. Would be nice. I'll be doing a show for y'all next Thursday in Austin. So I don't know if you have listeners there, but that'd be great if they came out to the show in Austin.
Yeah,
Vulcan.
That's at the Vulcan Room in Austin, Texas. Go check that out.
So yeah, I'm back. Evidently Vegas is allowed, so I'll be in Vegas at the end of the month. So if anybody's there, and the story I'm telling is a Vegas story, so that's fun, and or one of the stories. I don't know how many stories we tell, but I got a few locked and loaded. So
okay, yeah, I try to keep it at one, depending on how long the stories are. Some people are long-winded. So if you're not a long-winded person,
and when you say some people, you mean all comedians.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Corey, let's talk about when you started drinking. Yeah, cheers, man. Fucking cheers.
Well, that's interesting because I went to a conservative Christian college, and I was involved in like this organization called Young Life, which is like an outreach group. It's a cult. No,
Familiar with it.
it's like an outreach group for high school kids. And so I did not have my first drink until I was 21 years old.
Damn.
And I didn't have sex till my wedding night, and I did
No
all those
way.
things. And then,
Are you serious, dude?
I'm a teen's face. Yeah. We dated for like 5 years, didn't have sex. I mean, we did other things. It's called the Christian loophole.
Oh man. Okay. Got some
You know what I'm
some
saying?
anal
No.
action first, huh?
No, we didn't do that, but we did other things, and then got a divorce about 5 years, and I hit the ground running. So
That checks out. That checks out, man. The first.
yeah, I mean, nobody's surprised to hear that a marriage that started by not having had sex till your wedding night didn't work
Didn't
out.
pan out,
But
yeah.
so yeah, my first drink was some fruity drink up on Queen Anne Hill in Seattle. I went to Seattle Pacific University, and you know, didn't have sex, didn't drink. You know, I don't know. I was just straight and narrow kid. So these last 6 years, I said sex years. Well, there you go.
It's a lot of that. Yeah, this is mainly what the focus has been.
A lot of chasing women.
Yeah.
That sounds bad, but yeah. Anyway, that was my first.
All right. Now after chasing women, let's just get into it, man. Because I don't want to hear those whatever years you went through that sound
Boring.
awful, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. That's dumb.
Yeah. Let's talk about the
so-
crazy stuff then.
Well, I drank. You know, it was like I said, 6 years ago, I got a divorce and started going on the road doing comedy pretty frequently. And the first like 6 months, I slept with like a good amount of ladies because that was sort of my focus. And this story was after that though. So I'm in Vegas, and I'd finally downloaded Tinder. You know, things had slowed down, so I was like, all right, I'll try this app. And in Vegas, it's tough because the locals are pissed at everybody who's on Tinder. They hate it. They're so mad that because there's people are in and out, and everybody's going to Vegas just to fuck, and so like it's so annoying. I can swear, right? Okay.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Too
This is a
late.
podcast about drinking and being dumb. So yeah, like
I figured.
it's actually just we keep it PG actually for the kid listeners. If you could use
Tell us your
euphemisms
best
for
drunken
sex, that would
story.
be
Just keep it clean, bro. So I was on it, and it had been working in all these other cities. You know, at this point, well, even today, I don't really go to any big cities for shows. It's like middle of nowhere, South Dakota and Sioux Falls, and I'm like, oh, there's like 3 women, and so it would work there, but in Vegas it wasn't working, and I was like, well, forget it. And then this one gal goes, hey, come hang out at Hakkasan with me and my gay friend. We're in town. Should be a great night. So I was like, you're very attractive. I'll absolutely. So I went and I met up with them, and he seemed standoffish from the beginning, but I just figured like, he's protecting his friend that he traveled to Vegas with, and she was great. She's fun, and we're shots, and then like Taylor Swift came on. I was like, hey, your people love this shit, right? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, I don't, it's just like a common, I thought it was a common like gay thing. And he's like, gay thing? And I was like, I better just stop right now. I don't know what's happening right now, right? And so then shots. Let's go to a strip club, right? So we go to strip club. We go to Sapphire or Spearmint Rhino, I think it was Spearmint Rhino. So we get in the Rhino, and you get your free limo, and which is great, by the way. You can any hotel in Vegas, you can just take a free limo there and get in for free.
I had no idea.
Hit that
Man,
limo,
you put
but
me
yeah,
on game,
there's
dude.
Special phone number for that. I got it in my phone. And so anyway, so we go, and we're making it rain and shit. And he's kind of in the corner, and I was like, oh yeah, this probably isn't really your thing, And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, the naked women and shit. And he's like, huh? And I was like, what is happening right now? So I go over to her and go, hey man, this guy is not really. Does he not like to talk about being gay? Like, and she's like, well,
Yeah.
he's gay. He's just not like out yet. Like, he hasn't told a bunch of people.
Yeah, you're
or
trying to push him out
anybody,
the closet.
And I'm like, wait, what? You can't lure me in with like, hey, this guy's cool. He's gay. Don't worry about him. And it turns out, what I gathered over the course of the night, he's in love with this gal. I don't know if he's gay or not gay, but he is not happy about me being around.
Oh,
and,
shit.
But I mean, we're drunk now, and I'm like, well, what do we now? It's like 3:30 a.m. and I'm like, so hey, is night over? And she's like, no, come back to our hotel. And I'm like, all right. And we get there, and they're in the same room. They have 2 queen beds in the same room. And I was like, okay, now what's happening?
Yeah.
Now I'm on to you. What's going on? I don't feel comfortable. And she's like, oh, no. It's not like that. It's not like a cuck thing or whatever. Like, he'll pass out, and then we'll fucking do our thing over here. And I was like, it seems like a terrible idea. I'm going to do it. I was like, red flag. I'm in.
Yeah.
And so he does. He kind of, presumably passes out. Lights go out. We cuddle up, start fooling around, and then she's like, we can't have sex. It's too loud. This is all, and I was like, well, maybe I can do some things. And she's like, do some things to me. Yeah, go. And so I just went, it went down on her, and then it turns out she's a big fan of the, eating ass. So I did that.
Okay.
And,
Corey's a fan, huh?
turned her over, and she was, God, she's just like, can you put a photo up of this gal? But the end of it is not like, this isn't bragging, because here's what she goes, well, that was great. Thanks so much. Sleep tight. And I was like, oh, we're not. She's like, my blowjobs are way too loud and sloppy and slurpy. And so I can't.
Bro, you got okie doke.
And I was like, what just happened? There's so many bait and switches happening in this night. And I was like, well, can I jerk off? And she's like, yeah, by all means, go for it. Have at it. Enjoy. Just be quiet. And I was like, all right. You're just gonna fall asleep. She like, nice enough of her, and it was pretty. It was pretty sexy and hot, and like she was like, touching and feeling and involved. But it was like, I'm not going down on you. We're not having sex. Those 2 things are too loud. I can't have him waking up. But there's no way he didn't.
Yeah,
I don't. You know what I mean? Like, he was sitting over there probably seething and like sharpening a wooden bedpost, ready to stab me in the middle of the night. And he ends up leaving town the next day, but she has one more night in town. She's supposed to fly out later in the day. What I gathered is he paid for most of this trip, is what I think is going on. Or maybe they shared in the cost. There was a lot of like, hey, oh man, I would really love these new, to get my nails done tomorrow. And he's like, oh, okay, maybe I'll take you to get your nails done. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So the next day, she's notorious. She misses all of her flights. She's like, I just miss my flights. And at this time in my life, I don't, I've missed some flights since, and now I get like Alaska Air miles, so you can just do whatever you want. But the idea of missing a flight to me was just so foreign to me. And she's like, you just whatever, you just reschedule it. And I was like, all right. So the next day, she's at the airport texting me like, I missed my flight again, and it's crazy, and I don't know. I was like,
2 days in a row, Mr. Flights.
And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, well, all right, come back to my hotel. We'll hang out by the pool, and he's not around, right? So we don't have to be quiet. And so she gets there, and we fool around a little bit. And she's like, let's go to the pool. And I was like, what is happening? So she just didn't. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe she just didn't want to go to the step of having sex, but was fine with me doing
might just
fun
be
things
like
to
a
her.
eat my ass guy. That might.
She's like, that's all I like. And, stop touching my vagina, you weirdo. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry.
You should have asked about anal, man. She probably would have been game for it.
No. Now you're telling me. I'm sending her this. Her name is Melissa. I'm sending her this podcast.
Yo, Melissa, if you're out there, give him some anal, because that's what he wanted the whole time.
Damn it. I was lubing it up and everything. And she's like, that's too loud. Don't. We got to do it. If we're going to do it, we got to do it dry. Keep it quiet. Just like,
oh, God damn it. You're probably traumatized now. Anytime a girl makes noise, you're like, no, please.
Well, so just anyway, so she just and then we went to breakfast. So we was like, let's go. So we went and grabbed breakfast, and we called her mom, and now I'm meeting her mom on like FaceTime, like, hey
What the hell?
mom, and then her mom followed me on Facebook. So it's a whole thing. We're buddies. We're cool. She went to my shows when I went to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, because she's a Canadian goof, and you guys been to Edmonton, by the way? Edmonton stinks. It's so bad.
I've never
Have
been
you
to Edmonton. Yeah.
Anybody, all they have is a mall. It's all they just nonstop are like, it's the biggest mall in North America. I love our mall. And I'm like, that's.
I thought that was Vancouver.
Nah, it's evidently they say it's this huge mall. It's where the comedy club is in Edmonton, and they're like, oh, we have a pool in our mall. Oh my God, every mall has a pool. That's where I get my change. So I don't think that's a big deal. And it's great. Oh, the Uber driver, he goes, does he have a gun range? He's like, we have a gun range in our mall.
In the mall?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he goes, can you shoot guns in American malls? And I was like, oh, not legally, but
You're like, we do have that, but it's
we can do it in churches and schools too. So we're better, I guess. I don't really know how.
Oh man.
Well, anyway, that was my drunken night out with Melissa, and then by the time we got to Edmonton, we were both. Yeah, she was dating somebody, or said she was dating somebody. She's got a lot of, she's got a lot of reasons to not have sex with me. She's a long list ready. She's like, also,
yeah, she's like, I said that last time.
Maybe someday, maybe Melissa will.
Melissa, right now, are you single? Because Corey's ready to do more than eat ass.
That's a great text that I should send her.
That is like, hey, you up? Ready to do more than eat ass.
Oh man. Yeah, that was a, and that, and those are, my buddy Andrew, who Andrew's good dude, but he'll bail. He would have bailed about 8 hours before the ass eating, and because he's like, I'm out, this isn't gonna go well, and I pretty much, my thing is sort of like, I'll stick this out to the end. Let's see.
And you literally got to the end of it. You got all the way to
the back end, and.
Oh man. So you guys never hooked up then? Just always a freaking damn.
Yeah, I mean, since then I've only seen her the one time in person in Edmonton when I performed there, and I said I think I'm pretty confident I might have been seeing somebody too. I don't specifically remember. I think she was, and she's like, "Oh, I gotta go home." And somebody in a big truck came and picked her up, and I was like, that seems like a boyfriend. So.
All right, man. Question: did you ever find out if the dude was gay or not? Like, was that never got?
Hey, this is a great question. I think I'm friends with him on Facebook. I don't know.
Send you like
I don't have to. I just kind of left it at that. I just kind of left it at like, I'm not gonna pry anymore. I already threw out twice. Like, hey, how about this gay shit you're into? And he's like, what are you talking about? So
not in the gay stuff,
that
man.
was the last time. I mean, if I was to put money on it based on my interaction with him, yeah, I think he's pretty gay, but I don't know if I don't know for sure. I don't know if he's out. I don't know. It's a spectrum, Ken. Who knows?
Yeah.
Quadrants. Sure. He might be asexual for all I know.
That could be it. For sure. All right, man. Okay. Corey, thank you for that. The story. I would never eat. Don't recommend eating ass out there, people, unless you've at least had sex with a person.
What base is that?
Yeah, I think that's the dugout. I think that's
the dugout. Oh, that's hilarious. Dugout.
Oh man, I don't think
I got to the dugout before I got to third base. That doesn't seem.
Oh man! All right, one more time. Corey's eating ass story. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Corey.
Happy, yeah.
And, if y'all enjoyed Corey's story and want to donate to the show, make sure you hit us up on Venmo at BL Comedy or Cash App $, Big Laugh Comedy. All the proceeds will be going to help get that girl some tickets to flights because she misses a lot of flights. So let's get some backup tickets, man.
But they're paid by other people, I think. So I don't know. I can't quite figure it out.
All right. Let's bring up Next comic, a very, very funny dude out of LA. One of the funniest comics I've seen. I've worked with him multiple times now, and every time has been a fucking treat. Seen him all over the TV set, all over the internet. Put your hands together for Mateen Stewart, y'all. He also has a podcast called Like a Virgin. So make sure you check that out, download that when you're downloading
There
the
we
podcast.
go.
Checking that out. Yeah. All right. Is that your intro right there? The robot? Okay, that's new.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop watching the feed because I'm like behind.
Yeah.
It's a delay.
Yeah, it's like a minute delay, man.
I know. It's like whoa, and no, I just did it. See, that's I gotta change. I pinned that video to the top. Now it's just weird. Now it's just weird. What up, though? I don't have any booze. But I got some. I got some of this. This is yeah.
We encourage it.
Corey was talking about being a virgin and shit. I was not a virgin when I got married because I've never been married. But I did. I was afraid of my mother, Corey. So I did not drink until I was 21 because I did not want to be in college and have her come down and fuck me up. Like my dad was around too. Don't assume, but like my mom, like really fucked shit up. Like that was what she would do.
Mom rule with an iron fist.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I didn't drink till I was 21, and I told that story last time I was here, so I won't tell it. But
you can tell it
I
if you
didn't
want to, man.
smoke-
It's a funny ass story.
no. I got a better story. I got a weed story, and like I didn't smoke weed. Like I smoke, but I'm not like a weed smoker. Like I didn't smoke weed till I was 27, maybe 28, but in high school I would. Like no, I was in college and I would go get weed from my friends, but it was like you would go to a house, you would knock on the door, you would put the money in, and then the weed would come out. That's how we used to get weed. Like you couldn't go to like a Whole Foods and get weed like I could do in California.
So you get like weed from a candy dispenser of a house. That's
Yeah. You just trusted that it was gonna. You just put your money in there. I never saw who was handing the weed. I was always so paranoid, and I didn't smoke it, but I just wanted to be like, hey, I can get weed. Like as an adult, that those drugs become more and more harder. Like now, like I don't do cocaine, but I feel like I live in LA. I'm a comic. I should know a guy. Like,
yeah, you definitely should.
I should know a guy. Like just in case some people want to do it. Like my
As
friend,
a party favor. As a
yeah,
party.
like yeah. After the show, these girls like, hey, do you know? Can you get coke? And I was like, I don't know. I should know a guy. So I called my friend that does it. I was like, hey. He was like, you got a guy? He goes, yeah, I got a guy. I'm like, hey, can your guy hook us up? He goes, I don't know if he want to come meet a stranger at midnight in the valley. I'm like, that's what he does. He's a drug dealer. He meets strangers in the valley. That's what he does. But this story I'm going to tell really quickly. I travel a bit for comedy, and there's a show called the Gateway Show where you perform sober, and then you go get high, and then you come back and perform. Now I have done that show numerous times, and they usually do it 4 days in a row in the Pacific Northwest. Now, this particular time, it was night 3, and I was in Bellingham, Washington, and like I had did it 2 nights in a row prior. I woke up, I was a little bit hungover, so I ate like a really like greasy breakfast because I was supposed to help my hangover. I had an English breakfast, and I drank like a bunch of coffee because I was like, I'm hungover. I drove from Seattle to Bellingham, and I was cool. And I went to the venue, and I was cool. And I went and I ate some tacos, which you should never do. You should never eat tacos outside of California. Or Mexico. Like the further you get away from Mexico, the food just get worse. Like
it's pretty sketchy at that point. You might as well just get Taco Bell.
Yeah, there was like a white dude making my taco. I was like, this motherfucker.
Did he at least have dreadlocks? Like
no, his name was like Bryce or something. It was like it's like fucking Bryce with the green salsa. Ugh. So anyway, I ate my tacos. I went back. I performed sober, and then I did pretty well. I was in Bellingham. I did pretty well. Then I went to go get high, and I got high. It was like some magical dust, fairy dust, sprinkled herbs. What I don't know. I smoked it, and I was like, whoa, I'm high. And I went back on stage, and I was like, whoa, I'm a lot higher than I thought I was. And I just started to like kind of freak out. Like I went from like being horny to wanting my mommy. Like that's how high I got. It went from like this is cool to like, oh no, this is not cool. This is not cool at all. So like I started to feel like in my chest, like I was feeling like heavy in my chest, and now I had a friend that just had passed with some heart complications before, so I started thinking about that. So then I was like, oh my god, and then my left arm went numb, and I was like, I'm having a heart attack on
Oh,
stage, right? And I was like, I'm having it, but I know I'm high, but I'm like, no, I'm having a heart attack. I'm about to die on stage. And then I was like, at least I'm getting last, but if I die, I'm gonna be a legend. Like that's how my high brain was having. I'm a legend. I'm gonna die on stage. But then I just like I thought I was out there for like an hour. I was out there for like 2 minutes, and I was like, I gotta go. I gotta go. So I was going, and all the comics were like, "Are you fine? Like just breathe." I'm like, "No, I can't breathe. Like I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I'm having a heart attack." So I had accidentally pocket dialed my family, and I didn't know this at the time. But like my mom heard me say, "Call 911. Call 911. Call 911." So I'm telling the comics to call 911, and they're like, "No, the ambulance is gonna be expensive, bro." And I'm like, "I say I have insurance. Call 911. I don't want to die." And they're like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm sure." So I was like, "Fuck it, I call 911." And I'm on the phone talking to the lady. And at this point, my mom had called me back, and I was like, "I can't talk to my mom. I don't want my mom to be the last to hear me dying of a heart attack." So I'm on the phone with the lady, and I'm talking to her, and I'm like, "Don't let me die." She goes, "You're fine." I'm like, I can't breathe." She's like, "I'm gonna talk to you." I'm like, "Where the fuck is the ambulance?" So now while this is all going on, my mom just heard me say, "Call 911." So they don't know where I am. My family don't know what I am. So they call my housemate, and my housemate wasn't answering. So my mom called the LAPD. Like I was in Washington. She called the LAPD. Okay? And the LAPD went to my house
Oh shit.
in LA. So the LAPD went to my house in LA, and now my roommate, she had just gone through like a double mastectomy at the time,
Yeah.
and so she was home and she was recovering from that. Okay, and so she was recovering from that, so she was zonked out of her mind because she's all on these drugs, right? So the LAPD come knocking on the door like boom, 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 boom. And she answers it drunk, and she's like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Hey, is Mateen Stewart here?" And she's like, "Yes, he is. Like, we didn't do anything. He's innocent." And she was just like, "You know what? Black lives matter. Black lives matter, right?" And the LAPD was like, "Yeah, we know. That's why we're here. Like, his mom is concerned about him. Like, that's why we're here. Like, we are actually here to help." Like, the LAPD, for the first time, they were concerned
Right.
about black men's health. Okay? And I don't even think they knew I was black because my mom could do a work voice, so I'm pretty sure she put that on.
Oh
And
yeah. There's
so,
no reason that they would be there that fast if she
yeah,
didn't.
they was there. They came to my house.
Yeah.
She called from Michigan, and they came to the house. And so I didn't know this is all going on. So back in Bellingham. I'm like having the ambulance come. Like they trying to get the ambulance in the back because they don't want the crowd to see that like they don't know like
Somebody's
comic
dying
died.
at the
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
It's bad
So
optics.
yeah, so I'm there and like I'm having this thing, and then like I can't breathe. So I go into the ambulance and they strap me down and they're like, "Your breathing is out of control. Your heart seems fine, but your breathing is going out of control. We think you're having a panic attack. Did you smoke any weed or any?" I was like, "Yeah, I smoke weed, but I know how to smoke, and this is something different." So then I'm laying down, right?
This is the time where you want to argue with them about how good you are at smoking.
Yes. So I'm laying down, right? I'm in the ambulance. They got me strapped down. And then in my high brain, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm a donor on my license. They saw that.
Oh shit.
They're gonna let me die. And then I look and I just see all these white men's faces. It was like, because it's Bellingham, like nothing happens there. So the fire department, everyone's there. So I'm in the ambulance locked. They had the door closed with all these white men, right? And I go, "Did you guys vote for Trump? Am I safe?" And like they just like, and they're trying to be professional, but they know I'm fucked up, and they're like, "No, you're in good hands," And I was like, "Well, I am in Washington, but I'm in Bellingham, so I don't know." And so they're like, "Hey, we're having a panic attack. You need to calm down." And they were like, "Well, we need you to go do some calisthenics. We're going to take you to the fire station and run up the stairs." I'm like, "No, no, no, no. You're not taking me nowhere." And this is just when like Sandra Bland had passed away
Yeah.
magically. I was like, "No, I'm not leaving here. Take me to the hospital." They're like, "You don't need to go to the hospital. We need you to do calisthenics." I'm like, "I think I'm having a heart attack. And y'all going on." So I got to get my CO2. I got too much CO2. I got to get it out my body. And so I didn't. It didn't work. And so I went and I was running up and I'm like, I'm still having the heart problems. And we got to get you.
Oh man, you're breaking up hella.
They take me to the hospital, and I told it's a Seattle. Great. I told her, I said, you need to ride with me, and she was like, I got to.
We're just gonna play
This
fill in the
guy.
blank, y'all.
Yeah, he's a Jewish guy. I'm sorry. I'm like, sorry.
This is like you're cutting out so much. It's like a clean rap song. Like this is like you trying to play WAP on the radio right now. Like it's just,
I'm on hotel internet.
yeah.
Damn it.
All right, we gonna try again. Can we? So we lost you right at about like CO2, where you were being abducted. That's where we lost you at. All right.
This hotel internet is shitty.
That's because you're not using their internet, Mateen. You're using the McDonald's across the street's internet. You're not.
No, I'm using their internet.
Mateen was like, it'll be an extra $9.99. Nah, I'm good.
No, I'm using their Weston Guess. At the Weston, they're supposed to have good internet.
That proves it. That's good.
But anyway, long story short,
Long story short.
It's short. It's a lot shorter now. Yeah.
That was hella short, bro.
I'm gonna type in here.
It's in the chat. I'll read it.
All right, you type it out. I'm a cut and paste it into the Facebook.
Hey, real quick, my brother is a firefighter in Bellingham, Washington.
He remembers that story.
I'm in his house right now. He's right outside that door. I'm gonna ask him.
Ask him if he remembered that.
He remembers.
The comedian. I don't tell him I still owe them money.
Hey, bro, come here. Oh shit! If he comes back down, let him know to come in. All right, thanks.
Oh man! All right, so Mateen's potassium was low, y'all. He just needed some bananas. That's all. I could imagine in that moment, as you're worried about racial injustice, they come and offer you a banana. Like that's not going to go over well.
Come on now.
Oh man! All right, y'all. So if you're enjoying Mateen's story and would like to hear part 2, you just have to donate to the show to hear part 2. Donate to Venmo at BL Comedy or Cash App $Big Laugh Comedy. And then also a special shout out to our sponsors as we're reaching the halfway point of this show. Ama over there, go get you some Ama Elevate. This will imitate, give you a buzz like drinking, and it'll also limit your hangover. It's good for your brain and your liver. I've been on this stuff heavily because I overdrink all the time and my body feels like I'm 65 years old and my hairline makes me look like I'm 45 years old. So this stuff is making me feel 20 again. Make sure you go get some Ama. Use the discount code BLC to get 20% off. And this is my favorite part of the show. This is what people come
bald show
and pay. This is a bald show. I did that on purpose, y'all. This is Bald Lives Matter, yo.
BLM.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's using BLM yet, but we'll probably go ahead and coin that phrase now.
Let's take that.
So this is my favorite part of the show. This is the part that everybody loves, going to the live shows. Normally, if you go to a live show, you'll get to see them do some stand-up comedy also, but this part is where we riff on drunken topics that y'all have provided. And on my Facebook, you can check that out every week. I post early in the day if you want to give them some topics to post on. But I got these 4 topics here that I think are fucking hilarious. topics to see y'all riff on. So I'm gonna throw the first one out there, and it's musty people. That was the topic. It was actually musty girls, but I said musty people instead. So talk about some musty people, y'all.
Musty people.
Musty people. What is that slang?
That's
I don't
you
know.
when you
Like,
when you stink. You
stink,
don't.
Yeah.
You musty. That I think that's like
Oh, okay.
the thing about being like musty people. Like I love the smell of Subway sandwiches, but when if someone smell like a Subway sandwich, I'd be like, damn, that bitch stink. Like that is like I know you grew up in Oregon, man. So you used to musty people. Those girls that's using all that natural deodorant. Like if you use natural deodorant, they call it natural because you end up smelling like nature. Like that shit don't work.
Yeah, you don't. Tom's doesn't. You just smell like a guy named Tom.
Yeah.
You smell like a dude named. That's gross. Ah, man, musty people. I mean, I've taught I taught high school for 12 years, so I had 12 years of daily musty teenagers. Just
Did you ever tell a
you know.
teenager that they were musty? Did you ever like somebody walk up to your desk and like, hey, take a couple steps back? You're ruining my vibes, right?
I had to avoid. Like leaning down to help a kid and like be like, all right, I'll let you. You're gonna work in groups today. You're gonna work in group work.
Them
I think
hormones,
that's the
bro.
collaboration. That's the best way to come to the conclusion on this question. Also, I probably didn't know the answer, to be honest. So that's part of the problem.
Them hormones.
The reverse, real quick, is I just told the story last night of this former student. I saw her out at a concert. She was like 26, 27 at this point, and she was like, "Oh, Mr. Michaelis," and I was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And at one point, evidently, I had. You guys remember Love Spell? That fragrance? It's like that Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
It smells good, man. I'm into that fruity. And my wife at the time had worn it, and I guess I walked into class one day, and I was like, "Oh, somebody's wearing Love Spell. My wife wears that." And she told me the story at 27 as that was the first. Oh, when you said that to me, that was the first time I like fell in love with you. I had such a huge crush on you, and I was like, "Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to connect with other humans." But I guess I shouldn't talk
Did you
about
fuck her
what
at
girls smell
27?
like.
Did you at least fuck her?
No, but she did try and.
Come on, man. She's
She
27.
leaned in
bro.
for. Nah. I agree. I think it would have been fine at that point. I didn't groom her or anything. Well, evidently I did. You smell good.
You told her. She held on to that for years.
And, she was like telling everybody. I was like, all right, you can stop telling the whole group.
This is the teacher that wanted to fuck me. The guy, he came in. He said I smelled lovely.
He was like, your pussy smells like Love Spell. I was like, that's not. This is telephone game. 12 years later. Don't keep telling that story that way.
Corey's
But
like,
if you are musty,
you
Love
got
Spell
hired
works.
at that school
I'll tell you
again. Oh man. All right, I got another one. Taking one for the team. Everybody's got to take one for the team story. That's.
Well, I mean, taking one for the team. I mean, that like when you're like, oh, I got to deal with this person. But sometimes maybe I was the person that they had to take one for the team. I don't know. Girls don't really do that. That's more of a guy thing. Like, oh yeah. But then like we always give ourselves credit. Like we always the shit. Like guys always think they the shit. Like you ain't. Most guys ain't shit. But
No, I'm a 7. I know that. I know my place. That's like you got.
yeah, you're a 7.
My brother is here. All right, lean in. You recognize that man?
What up?
Do you right? He Bellingham Fire had to rescue him from a situation where he had smoked too much weed at a show, the Gateway show, and he asked if they were Trump supporters and if he was safe. And what were the other details? You gave him a banana? That seemed...
No, they didn't give me a banana. They took me to the
all
hospital.
right.
Kudos to the Bellingham
hospital.
Fire Department. You look like you were there, but it was a lot of bald white guys there. So.
Everybody in the Bellingham Fire Department looks like him, though, so it could have been
I guarantee you, if he asked
I
at the
can't hear you, so I'll hear you. Go ahead.
I guarantee you, if you ask at the Bellingham Fire Department about the comedian that got high and thought he was having a heart attack, they will remember.
Oh, for sure.
All right.
There had to be
gonna
only like 3 black people that got picked up by the building.
Exactly.
You start. It's like guess who? How are you gonna narrow it down first? Comedian, black guy.
Is your name Jerome? Yes. Are you black? Yes.
I'll remember that.
All right.
I'm glad you're,
All right.
you're not high still.
He said he's glad you're not high still. Well, we haven't
Oh.
confirmed or denied that. He assumes. Not having a heart attack. Yeah.
Yeah, taking one for the team. I don't know. I feel like I've done it before, but like to me, I was just like, yeah, it's just whatever. You just got to be a team player.
Man. I was at, let's see how much details to make sure this doesn't get back to. I was at a club in a particular club does not allow people back to the condo that aren't comedians, right? So, I mean, within an hour of us all checking into this condo or being at the condo at the beginning of the week, one of the comedians goes, "Hey, nobody's following that rule, right? Like, we can bring women back and nobody's gonna tell on anybody." And I was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna rat you out, but if I get asked, I'm also not gonna I'm gonna."
Like, I'm not gonna
If it's
take. I'm not gonna
clear
do
they
good for
know,
you, bro. Yeah.
right? Like, but I was like, nah, I won't. Yeah, I'm not gonna like go out of my way to rat you out by no means. And he's like, all right, cool. So then, like, it was Saturday night, and he's talking to these two women at the bar after the show, and I was like, I'm headed back. See you later. Good luck. Do your thing. And I get back. I'm in bed. I'm done for the night. And I get a text from him, and he goes, "Hey, man, so those two girls are almost here. Like, you're gonna hang with the one, right?" And I was like, "No, what? No." So he's in the other. I can hear him in the other room, so I'm just pretending to be asleep. And then he like knocks on the door, and I'm like, "All right, Jesus Christ." I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Can you hang with it?" And I was like, "Oh man." So I hung out and watched TV in the living room with this gal while he banged the other one. We could hear them loudly banging in the other room for good amount of time. He put work in, and then I was like, when they came out, I was like, all right, that's it. 25 minutes. That was annoying. Pleasure to meet you. I felt terrible for her because I think I don't know what she thought, And as I'm walking to my bedroom, the gal he had sex with is coming out of my bedroom. She's coming out of the bathroom, and she stops me and she goes, "Hey, you want to fuck?" And I was like,
What?
"No, you out of your mind?"
You said
I
no.
mean, kinda, but not. I'm not
Hey,
gonna
look.
put that woman, the other girl, through another.
Session.
Like, how terrible is that? Like, I watched cartoons with her on a couch, and didn't want to sleep with her, and then someone who
Then
just
I'm
got
crazy.
fucked. I'm like, sure.
So she was trying to get it in with you.
Yeah,
Oh.
The first girl,
No, the
No,
girl
we
that already
never
got
even-
banged out is
the girl that
trying
already
to-
got
No,
banged out
the
was
first
trying
girl
to
you
get-
was watching cartoons with, she was trying.
No,
I don't
no.
think so, but I mean,
the other friend was trying. She tried to
Yeah.
swap afterwards. She was like, "All right, I fucked him."
but I understand. The first one didn't ever make it. She never said a thing about it. She just was like, I'm along for the
'Cause
ride.
she's
So
used-
she was
she's
taking one
probably
for the
used to it.
team.
She was
We were
probably
both
used to
taking
it.
one for. That's true. This crazy friend.
At least
takes
she wasn't
her
trying to
everywhere.
hate. I hate when girls just hate. Like, let your friend
Yeah, good for her.
go. Like,
That's
if we like,
She
if
probably
she
would have
wants to
stayed
go.
for me.
If she wants to go, we can go. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man.
but they
I
be
had-
hating.
When you were just talking about that story, Corey, I actually had a situation where my brother was with this other girl, and her friend. I was the one that she took one for the team. Like
Ah.
we were sitting all in the living room together, and then they like laid down, and I was like, "Yo, you trying to?" And she was like, "No, I'm trying to watch this movie." And then I just sat there for like 40 minutes of my brother getting head. And I was like,
I don't know about my brother, man. Oh.
yeah, no, they were covered up. I didn't see it. Like I just heard it. It was very,
Sure,
it was,
sure.
it was like the girl that you were with, Corey. It was loud. Like it was,
All right,
it was-
I'm asleep, I swear.
guys. Are you?
oh, we missed you, Mateen. You, what'd you say, Mateen?
God damn it! I said, are you and your brother identical?
We're pretty damn close. We're fraternal. We look a lot alike. He's still holding on to his hair, and it's fucked up though. So,
But
all
he
right,
shouldn't be that kind of thing. He is.
yeah,
he
for
is, shouldn't
sure. He should be letting it
alright.
go, but he holds on to it.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Let's get out here on one last topic. Women who like feet. So you guys ever got your toes sucked?
I'm not against it, but
I'm not against.
I don't think I
her
have.
mouth, and I was.
I don't think there's a spot on my body a woman couldn't try to armpit. Maybe
I'm real
I don't-
anti-butt. I don't like my butt being touched.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with
Yeah, that's
that.
real.
I'm-
Mateen, you're
I'm on
gone.
board. He was gonna say he likes his ass eaten. I think
Yeah.
that's right. Okay. Call Melissa.
I'm not. I don't want my butt touched. I swear. That's I'm not a butt.
That's off limits.
That's off completely.
Can
That's
they play on the porch? That's a Tommy Johnigan joke. You can play on the porch, but you can't come inside.
no. You can't play on the porch. You can't even go on the grass in front of like the front yard. You can't.
Neighbors? Can you neighbors?
Yeah, you can go in the neighbor's yard. Just
It is a little. I don't know that is that a thing? I mean, everything's a thing, right? But
People like
women
the toes
liking
getting
to
sucked.
do that. I mean, I've done it to women. They've enjoyed it.
See?
Not all of them, I don't think, but my feet are kind of. I mean, not disgusting, but they're not. I don't know. You won't go down there. What if a woman was, I want me to go down on you, and then she just grabbed your big toe? You're like, oh, it's not.
All
what
the
I
she
thought
goes, she goes.
God damn.
you meant." She's like, I don't know what I was gonna say.
All right. All right.
I,
We're
don't know if- I like it. I mean, I'm into it. I'd be into it.
all right. So the word is Corey's into it. Mateen's thinking about it possibly. And we're gonna get you guys out of here. One more time. Let them know where they can find you at, Corey. All that good stuff. Tell them what they should be looking out for.
Yeah, on all the apps, it's Corey Michaelis Comedy, and just whatever you like following people on. I advertise shows. I want people to come to live shows when that's sort of allowed again, and that's the most fun part. So go to a live show, Corey Michaelis Comedy, Michael I.S. If you don't know how to spell Michael, I don't know what to do for you.
All right, and Mateen, let them know where they can find you at.
At Mateen Stewart everywhere, and I feel like you need to have me on again where I have better internet because I will not be at a hotel room.
Yeah, we're gonna make that happen.
And I'll try and track down the actual firefighters. We'll bring them in. It'll be a
Yes.
whole thing.
Like
They'll be
this
like,
is
that
your
guy,
life.
yeah, we know that guy. We tried to make him do calisthenics, and then he called us racist. It was awesome.
But yeah, man, shout out to the Bellingham Fire Department for saving Mateen's life. Without y'all, this show wouldn't be possible. And this has been a Drunken Night Out. You can find us everywhere where podcasts are available: Spotify, our iHeartRadio, iTunes, everywhere where podcasts are available. And make sure you follow us and like on Facebook, and then check me out on everything else that's going on. I got the N-Word podcast that comes out be every Wednesday on YouTube and iTunes, all that stuff. And then we got Mondays Party Time on the BLC network, and also Thursdays Triple Threat. So this has been a Drunken Night Out. Peace out, y'all.